Hey, greetings, my fearless networking friend, Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another training episode. And today I want to talk about what a 90-day run really looks like. You know, that phrase, 90-day sprint, 90-day blitz, 90-day run, that's commonly used in network marketing. And I think it's important for you to understand, well, what does that mean and what does that really look like? So in essence, a 90-day run kind of is what it sounds like, or a 90-day blitz, however you want to phrase it, it's an encapsulated window of time. In this case, 90 days, 3 months, where you're running during those 3 months. So, I mean, the definition is pretty clear just based on that, right? Okay, 90-day run. All right. So that means you're really focused in, you're in driving mode, you're in growth mode. And I think the focus of a 90-day run is new business, new growth, new development. And you know, and new business and new development can come from other people in the organization, but the gist of a 90-day run is concentrated, very focused business building activity for an extended period of time, a long enough time to get you into a groove, to help you to create some momentum, to help you to create some duplication, to really kind of get the ball rolling and stay rolling and moving at a faster pace. And you can't do it, you know, you can't do a one-day run. Would it, you know, so what, you know, and I don't know where the breaking point is. Like, is a one-day run good enough? Clearly not. 2 days, probably not. A week, I mean, that's a start. A month, okay, you did a 30-day sprint, that's great. But if you really want to change the dynamics of your business, if you want to change the direction of your business, 90-day runs are very powerful. I'm not going to tell you they're easy, because you're hunkered down, you're focused, you're lasered in, you're like, you know, super duper, like way focused in and way intentional on driving and growing business. So that, just so you understand, that's kind of the dynamics or the thought process behind what a 90-day run is. So what does a 90-day run look like, right? Well, first of all, it's going to look different for everybody. You know, a very part-time person that's working an hour a day, they can do a 90-day run just as much as a person who has no job and they have all the time in the world. They can do a 90-day run. Now, granted, the difference really, what's the difference between the two? Well, one person has extremely limited time. One person essentially has all the time in the world. You know, I don't know how else to put it, but they got plenty of time, okay? They have no other responsibilities. So, and there's, of course, everywhere in between, right? So let's take a part-timer. Let's say an hour a week, or excuse me, an hour a day, or 2 hours a day, a part-time person, which is a majority of people that are involved in network marketing, okay? That's the truth. Majority of people that are involved in network marketing are 10 to 20 hours a week. They're part-time, and they're growing their business hopefully with the intention of creating enough income where they can do it full-time if that's something that they desire. Not everybody does desire that, but many people do. And the truth is also that a 90-day run or you know, multiple 90-day runs, you know, maybe a 90-day run, take a little breather for a couple weeks, another 90-day run, take a breather, maybe go on a vacation for a few days, come back, do another 90-day run. You do back-to-back sprints like that. That's how you're really gonna accelerate your business, right? And then you can reward yourself after you've done the 90-day run. But you know, what does that look like for someone who is super part-time? I think regardless of who it is, you know, a 90-day run needs to be organized and needs to be thought about, and you know, scheduling needs to happen where you're setting the time aside, and you have like a schedule, like a job would give you a schedule. You need to give yourself a schedule, especially if you're part-time. Like, hey, you know, 5 to 7, daddy is focused. You know, daddy comes home to work from 5 to 7. Those 2 hours, let's say in this example that you have available to you to build the business, those 2 hours are nothing but just driving business, driving, new reach outs, new calls, new Facebook messages. You're like very focused in on RPAs or IPAs, revenue producing activities or income producing activities. It's the same concept that you guys have heard me train about, like a power hour, right? 60 minutes, no less of uninterrupted prospecting and recruiting time where nothing else happens during that window. A 90-day run is kind of like a whole bunch of power hours built in. It's like you're doing power hours for like 90 days. Now, granted, there's some other things and other responsibilities that we have that come up, but it's a really significant drive and focus on new business, new customers, new reps, new people through yourself as well as through your team. Now, here's the thing. You can't control what your team does. You can suggest, you can inspire, you can do things to, help them to want to do a 90-day run with you. Some will, but the only thing that we can control is ourselves. So we're the one, I'm gonna initiate my own 90-day run. That person's gonna initiate their own 90-day run if they choose to do so. Now, not to say you can't, again, build 90-day runs into it, encourage people to do it. You certainly can. But the one and only that you can control is yourself. And so when you focus in on doing a 90-day run, amazing things happen, I'll tell you that, regardless of whether it's like you're an hour a day or 2 hour a day or 8 to 15 hours a day. So what can happen is, of course, more business, more conversations, more presentations, more reps, more customers, more talents, more skills, more of everything, more energy, more excitement. We could go more on so many different things. You tell me, what's a bad thing that can happen during a 90-day run? I mean, maybe you get tired. I don't know. I mean, there's as far as your business goes, if you hunker down, if you focus in, if you laser in, and with that focal point of driving new business. And the reason I'm expressing or impressing this to you guys is that a lot of people will get caught up in menial activities. A lot of people will get drawn in or pulled in or choose to participate in activities that really don't make much of a difference. And so, I mean, this is all the time, right? In business and all the time in network marketing, people get caught up on things that don't matter. What is it? They major in the minors. They're doing all these other things, and it's like I'm doing everything but the one thing that I know leads to revenue, that leads me to new business, that leads me to a bigger check. And so 90-day runs are powerful. And again, what does a 90-day run look like? A 90-day run looks like focus, lasered in, all out action. I would say, especially for part-timers and even full-timers too, you're in a rush, or you don't have the time for lengthy things, or you don't have time for things that don't fit into your schedule. Some things you need to also look at for the next 90 days. Like if I'm going to do a legitimate 90-day run, what things am I going to eliminate from my schedule? What things am I going to take out? What's negotiable? What's non-negotiable? And look, there's some things that are negotiable, and there's things that are non-negotiable. Like I think date night with your spouse is a non-negotiable activity if you want to keep your relationship. If you're a religious person and you're going to church on Sunday, you're not giving up church to go, prospect all day long. So there are certain things that can give, and there's things that can't give. Poker night with the boys on Thursday nights, or golf on Sundays, or whatever. Maybe those things can give for a period of time because you're in the midst of this 90-day run. And if you've never really legitimately done a full out, all in, whether you're and by the way, you can be part-time or full-time and still be all in. If you haven't done a full on, full out, all out, getting after it, total focus, 90-day run where you're flipping rocks over and you're doing more activity in 90 days than you've probably ever done, you have no idea what it's going to do for your business. So I'd encourage you to do it. I would encourage you to do it. So, I mean, essentially that's what it is. I mean, the description kind of tells you what it is, but the other things don't matter. Like you are like one thing, singular focus, the one big thing, right? Gary Keller wrote that book, The One Big Thing. The one big thing that you're focusing on for the next 90 days is you're driving business. You're driving. And there's times where we're, I don't want to say we're coasting. We don't ever want to be coasting, but you're like in the driver's seat and you are in control and you are growing and you are doing and you are making it happen. That's really what a 90-day run looks like. And it can it'll look a little bit differently between a part-timer and a full-timer because it's a matter of just hours in. But a part-timer can still do it, and a part-timer can make a significant difference in their business by executing a 90-day run. So hopefully you got some good stuff out of this today. YouTubers, appreciate you guys. You guys are on my podcast. Love you guys on audio. Appreciate you as well. The rest of the story, other details, there's a ton of stuff on my website that you can access for free. This episode, love to hear your comments, toddfalcone.com/episode 205. Again, TODDFALCONE.com/episode 205. We'll see you next time.